Welcome to the Wong Reviewer. My name is Will, where I do tech unboxing, tech reviews, and tech tutorials. And today we're going to see if different microphones make a difference in Zoom calls. We all agree that built-in laptop microphones are not great, and I want to see if different microphones actually make a difference. And so today we're going to test out the PowerDewise Lav mic for $50, a blue Yeti Nano for $140, a Rode Wireless Go for $280, and the Turtle Beach gaming headset for $250. I enlisted my friend Abraham to do a blindfold test to see if he could tell the difference using different microphones during a Zoom video conference call. He's a bit of an audiophile, so he'll give his honest feedback after each test. As you're watching and you find the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like the video, and consider subscribing to my channel for similar content. For this video, I strongly suggest you wear a headset to listen to the video. You'll be able to pick out the differences with each microphone. So without further ado, let's get to the test.
So first, I'm going to give you some predictions.
Yeah.
There are various things that are going to affect what I hear from your microphones. So the first one is the microphone itself, obviously, which is kind of what we want to test. Number two, it's the compression that Zoom puts out before it shoots out that audio stream to me. Mm-hmm. I suspect that compression is quite high because this is a platform that's supposed to be able to multicast the audio to like 100 people, maybe 200 people. I'm not even sure how many.
Right.
If it was like a phone, like, you know, when we make a phone call, like that digital audio is compressed down to something like, you know, anywhere between 6 to 15 kilobits per second.
Okay.
That's tiny. So I suspect if that's kind of thing is happening here, which microphone you choose is going to be a wash. I'm going to hear about the same quality. So that's my prediction. We're going to hear about the same quality.
I predict you are right. I bet you no matter which, like, this is like a $25 mic, not even 25, and this is like an $18 lav mic versus like my Blue Yeti Nano. I think it's like 120 versus like, so I bet you no matter what we use, it's all gonna be a wash. I don't think it's gonna matter.
There you go.
The roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down at one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there had warned them really about the same.
So this is for test number one. When you started the audio recording, there was a lot of peaking, so you completely I had peaking noises. Essentially the diaphragm was bottoming out on the microphone right in the first couple of words. When you start to settle out, there's a couple of things I start to notice. One is the pop. You don't have a pop filter on, but definitely there's a pop, and then the pop is immediately followed by a bounce off the table. So my guess, this is definitely not a lav mic. It is either going to be one that has a table tripod, or it's going to be your Nano. But quality-wise, when we weren't popping, it seems like this device has like a not a unidirectional pickup, like a wider pickup, because I can hear a little bit more ambiance. I can hear a kind of a spatial effect. So it's different than, in fact, when we first started this call. So already I think my prediction was wrong. When we started this call, I couldn't hear that kind of spatial awareness.
Right. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same.
That sounds very clean. Definitely not. I don't have that same spatial awareness, so this one has probably just a single pickup. There is no popping, so you're not speaking directly into it, which leads me to believe this is either further away or it's a lav. But as far as like the frequencies I hear, it's got good bottom, mids. Your voice isn't particularly high, so I can't evaluate the highs, but the bottoms and the mids are quite nice. And no popping, so that's a bonus. Test number one, when I say that there's sort of like that spatial awareness, really feels like it's a stereo mic. So there may be one or two or even more pickups in there. Because I can hear like a spatial delay. So that's how I know there's a positioning going on, like where you are in proportion to the mic. Then the second one is way more direct. So in terms of the raw quality of the sound from the first one is actually better than the second. The second one sounds more like a mono device. First one sounds like a stereo device.
Okay.
But the frequency response is equally good in both.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, and warned them really about the same.
Yeah, again. So this is test number 3.
Yes, that's correct. It's test number 3.
So with test number 3, this particular mic doesn't have the same frequency response at the lower end. So the bottom, the lower part of your voice is been thinned up a little bit as compared to test number 1 or test number 2. This one is a very directional mic. Again, I don't get that same spatial feeling like I did on test number 1. So this one has a lot of mids. Again, your voice isn't particularly high, so can't really say much about how it performs with high frequencies. No pop, which means you're not speaking directly into it, which is good because the volume is good even if you're not right on top of the mic.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, I'm just going to switch it up here. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same.
Okay. Test number 4. Just general impressions. Test number 4 seems to be the poorest mic of the lot. This one has a dead spot in the frequency response somewhere in the high mids. And it makes your vocals come across feeling a little bit like some low band radio, like an AM radio or something, but just slightly. This is better than AM radio, but there is a missing part of your voice frequencies, from what I can tell. The presence is really good, but I think that's probably because you're right on top of that mic, because I can hear your breathing as well. Yeah, so for me, if I were to rate like tests 1 through 4, for this particular purpose, like a web conference over Zoom, I like the feel of test number 2 the best.
Okay.
Test number 3, I think I'll rank next. Test number 1 in 3rd place, and test number 4 in 4th.
So you actually chose the lav mic as the best one. So that was the second one.
Yeah.
And the first one was the Blue Yeti Nano. You nailed that right on the head.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this was the second one. The third one is this one here, which is the Rode wireless microphone. And then the fourth one actually was my Turtle Beach gaming headset.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So this is a pretty expensive gaming headset too.
I know.
And so I'm surprised that I honestly thought this headset
Would sound the best.
Would sound the best because it's supposed to be like corduroy or whatever it is, and I don't know. Like I thought this would sound the best.
I think for this purpose, what was distracting about that one is, well, to start off, there is a bottom out somewhere in the mid range of your EQ, so I'm not quite sure why, but there's something missing in your voice. Number two, though, is that you're breathing into it, and I think when you're having like a Zoom call and someone's breathing into the mic,
it sounds creepy.
It's not. It's kind of annoying, unless obviously if you mute yourself. But speaking for the purpose of having a Zoom conversation,
So and so actually the lav mic is the cheapest option. Seems to be the best option.
It's the best option for this particular purpose.
So there you have it. Even though Zoom compresses and alters the audio, you're still able to tell the difference between the different microphones. It was interesting that the cheaper PowerDewise lav mic sounded and won out. In Zoom, there's actually a setting where you turn on the original sound, which will not go through the Zoom audio enhancing and echo features. I'm going to do a follow-up video and show you how to improve your Zoom video that will go through both sound and picture quality. So stay tuned for that one. So thank you for watching, and until next time.